can continue.
All right.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Kiara's Zoology. And today we are doing Kemetic Yoga with Glenda Kposiva Clark, child of
The leopard's wife.
child of the leopard's wife. I love that.
Yes. Why I got into Kemetic Yoga, my background, what is Kemetic Yoga all about, and why should we practice Kemetic Yoga, basically, yes. And we also want to talk about an upcoming event that's happening in July, where both of us will be featured in our workshops.
Yes. So I'm just going to try to keep up with Miss Glenda because I have never done Kemetic Yoga. Okay? Alrighty. So what's the first thing you want to tell our viewers?
Well, we want to talk about what it is, right?
Okay,
what is Kemetic Yoga? Well, Kemetic Yoga is the style of yoga that dates all the way back to the beginning of time, to the ancient Egyptians. And proof of this is on the walls of the temples, on the shrines, on the tombs. All those hieroglyphs that you see, the poses that you see are taken from Kemetic Yoga. Back then, our ancestors knew that it was a good thing to be in alignment with the universe. And you know we were the first scientists and astrologers and all of those things. So, of course, we wanted to make sure the universe inside of our bodies was the same as the one outside of our bodies, as above as below.
Oh yes,
Okay.
I have one where the person's doing something like this. Does it matter which way you cross
It
your hand?
depends. When we do it with I do a thing with my seniors, we cross whichever leg is crossed in front, that's the arm that comes up, and then we take that one around. But we're sitting in the chair when we do it, so,
Oh,
so it's
okay.
a little different.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, so yes. That's one of the poses that we work with. And that opens up the shoulders and all that, and releases the tension from the upper back.
Oh, I have a lot of tension. So what's the difference between Kemetic Yoga and Hatha Yoga?
Okay, well, the basic thing about Kemetic Yoga is that we focus on realigning and restructuring the body, using the breath for everything that we do, more so than emphasizing the stretching. Even though we do that, the emphasis is not on that, it's on the use of the breath and helping us to move more efficiently. Yeah, basically, yes. We call it geometric progression, everything in a rightful manner, just with the universe, the laws of the universe. Yes.
Okay, so the transitions, a lot of people like to do fast transitions,
Right.
some people like to do slow transitions. What kind of transitions are in Kemetic Yoga?
We like to move more slowly. Open your legs. Bend your knees. Lay back. Bend your knees. Okay. Right. Now the hands go back like this. Yes. Wait, don't be so fast.
she's ready, man.
She's fast. It's slow. It's slow.
I can't go slower.
See, that's control. See? Push. Slowly I turn. There you go.
There are
See? It's
mats
okay.
every.
Good job, Moby.
Whoa.
Good job. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Started out in African dance with the African dance troupe in Chicago under the direction of Kofi John Twa, who was from Ghana, from the Ghana Ballet, with him for 5 years. Then I was with Montu Dance Theater and Workshop Company for a few years, and also had an African dance group here in Gary called the African Descendant Society of Gary, Indiana, and we performed throughout Northwest Indiana. I even had the opportunity to go to Africa and perform with the university students in Benin, and also to Guatemala to do some storytelling over there.
So how does storytelling and yoga connect?
Well, how does storytelling yoga connect to Africanity? That's what's happening with that. I started out in African tradition, trying to do African dance when I was in high school, and I found that all I was doing was acrobatics, flipping and jumping and splitting, and had no meaning. So when I started to study, I found out that all the movements have some sort of root, some kind of meaning. They relate to something, and I got better at that. And then I got into African religion and spiritual practices, and in that we find that everything we do, where we as a people, African descendants, we celebrate. And one of the ways that we kept records of our stories was through the griot, which is still going on as a part of the traditions in Senegal now. The griot is the storyteller, and that was the oral person, the person who kept the oral history. So storytelling, music, and movement was all one thing. It told the whole story. So whenever we go out to tell or to teach, we try to incorporate all those forms of communication. We have the drums, we have the dancers, we have the storytellers, so that everybody can get something from what we're coming to give. I said all that to say that I've been in this fight for a while. My name, Kposiva.
Okay.
From reading the works of Melville Herskovich on Dahomey 1 and 2. Now, Melville Herskovich was not a black man, but that was the history. He had the whole history of the socialization, the cosmology, and all of that of Benin, Dahomey back then. And that's what I read, and that's how I got the name Kposiva, because there's a story that Mawu, that's what they called Mawu Lisa, Mawu came down to earth, God, in the form of a leopard and made it with the mother spirit of the water. And they had a child. So I'm the child of the leopard's wife. It was supposed to be a boy, but so I put that name together, and Metahochi called me Wesi Dahu. That was the great mother of the house. Wesi, house mother. Daho, big mama.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So,
and Ibukalevi. Ibukale is the name of an Orisha, a road of Oshun, who is the head of the wise women. I'll put it that way.
I like it.
Okay.
I'm just snow dancer.
But when I saw that, I knew you had something going on.
We're out here about to just, I guess
Moki's got us going through the sand.
Yeah, Moki has us on this one, and we're going way too slow for Moki, dear.
This reminds me of that hike they had, that moonlight hike. I went on through this beach area. It took us about an hour. Wow. And it was something, man. We got so close to the water at some points I thought we were going to actually fall in.
Wow.
But walking up and down these sand dunes,
That was
good exercise.
Yeah, it is, and this is about what I'm doing right now. So how does these stories inform your practice, your Kemetic Yoga?
Well, the reason I chose Kemetic Yoga, because as I said, my background was in African dance, and as I matured in years, I said, well, maybe I need to stop jumping up and down so much, you know.
Okay.
But I still want to move.
Okay.
So I thought about the brother that I had once met over in Chicago. His name is Yessia Rahotep. Back in the 70s, he had started doing Kemetic Yoga. So I looked him up. He was on Facebook, and now he has certified teachers all over the world. He's been to New Zealand, he's practiced to Paris, to Brazil, to Ethiopia. He goes to Egypt every year, and he certifies people in Kemetic Yoga.
Oh, okay.
So I went to him and I got certified in Kemetic Yoga so that I could do something in the way of movement and still bring in a few bucks maybe. Yes, so that's why I got that. And it's based on African principles, and if you can find it on YouTube, you can find him on YouTube. Yesir is spelled Y-I-R-S-E-R.
Okay.
R-A, Hotep, H-O-T-E-P. House of Hotep in Chicago on Michigan Avenue.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Better. Breath it makes it better for you to have good circulation, good elimination, good ability to move. So breath is important. You can go a few days without eating. You can go a few days without water. Stop breathing and see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that your muscles and things get fed. You know, we just need it. It's just something that we need to do, and it does, in fact, vitalize us. But and in addition to that, with the Kemetic poses that we do and the style that we do it in, it's a good stress reliever.
It's so weird because when you are upset about something, okay, the last thing you want to do is be around people, move around, down. You know, like you see these people when they're upset, laying down in the bed or on the couch, and they're done. That's it. That's like, I'm not doing anything, I'm not eating, I'm not talking to anyone, I'm definitely not moving around. So when you think
what it does, it slows the heartbeat down, and it just gets you into a calm state. And this is just for me. All people can use this form, but African American people, or African descendants especially, when we use Kemetic Yoga, it's our link to our past. So the intuitions that we have, the mother voice that speaks to us, it comes to us in meditation. People say prayer is talking to God. Well, meditation is listening for the answer. So you sit there and you listen in these poses, and you connect with your ancestors. And they say, baby, it's gonna be all right. We made it this far, didn't we? We're gonna make it again. Yes, yes. Just keep on pushing and you're gonna be all right.
I saw my ancestors when I was in labor with Raja. Like, I mean, I don't know who they were. It was
Just a congregation.
It was a gauntlet of them. Okay, where I was laboring prior to going to the birthing center. Okay, and as I walked out, on each side of me, on each side of me, and they were dressed in all their regalia. Okay, and I was just like, okay, you know, I mean, it helped, but then at the same time, I knew I still had to go through labor. And my last labor with Q, my oldest, who's now 27, was 36 hours. And, you know, it was really rough.
I was bad. I was 26.
For the first time?
The only time.
What did you say? Yes, that's it.
I started late and quit early. I had him when I was 32.
I think, like, during birth, that is, while we're birthing babies, that is one of the prime opportunities to connect to our ancestors.
It's an ancestor.
This is another incredible interview with a practitioner, my co-practitioner, Miss Glenda Kposiva Clark. And sometimes I feel like I gain insight just by standing next to her. Okay? You know, it's like